Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me once again. If you are a returning subscriber, if this is the first time you are seeing this face, welcome to the family, right? Please consider subscribing so that you can become a part of the family, and when you subscribe, please hit that notification bell so that you get notified anytime I upload a new video. Today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I do my brows. If you want to see how I do my brows, keep watching. So the first thing I'm going to do is to use a powder to set my brows. So I'm going to be using this powder to set my brows. That will prevent my brow from getting oily during the day. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that using my brush, and I'm going to apply it here. This is very important to keep your brows from getting oily, especially if you are using pencil products. If you're using pencil products, it's very important that you do this step. You can use a powder or use a mattifying primer to do this step, okay? So I'm going to brush my hair upwards using my spoolie. So I'm using that to just brush the hair upward. After that, I'm going to take a sharpened pencil. So that is what you want the tip of your pencil to look like, so that you can get a precise line. So I'm going to use that to draw the outline of my brow. I'm going to start from underneath the brow, like this. You also want to work with a very faint hand. You don't want your to put so much pressure on it when you are drawing. So don't worry if you make any mistakes, we're going to fix it later. So after I'm done with that, I'm going to comb my hairs downwards. I'm going to go ahead and draw the upper part of the brow. So you want to make sure that you connect the two lines at the tail end of the brow. You want to make sure that you connect it in a sharp finish. So this is what you want to achieve, something like this. Now the next thing we're going to do is to fill the brows in. So I'm going to comb my hair back into place, like so. And I'm going to fill the brows, concentrating more on the tail end of the brow because I don't have hair in those areas. So for the areas where I have hairs, I don't fill so much. And I'm using very light strokes to fill in. Then for the beginning part, I'm just going to fill in any sparse areas. And this is what you want to achieve. So I'm going to brush the hair again to blend the pencil that I just used there. Once you're happy with what you have done, it is time to use your concealer. So I'm going to be using this concealer. So all you need is just a tiny squeeze of that concealer, just a tiny bit. This is even too much. Just a little. Then I'm going to use my angle brush. Using that concealer, I'm going to press the mouth of my brush together so that it is very, very flat. You don't need so much product for this part. I'm going to start from the highest point of the brow that I have just done to start defining or to clean the brow or sharpen it, whichever language you want to use. You don't want to rush this part, just take your time and do it gently because this is what makes or breaks your brow, right? So you want to take your time to do it so that you can get it very, very neat. I'm just blending out that concealer. Now there are two different ways that you can do this. You can either do your brows after you have done your foundation, or you can do your brows before doing your foundation. Most times I prefer to do my brows after my foundation, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm doing it before the foundation. So you want to make sure that you are blending this concealer downwards. So I'm going to extend it forward, that is this way. I'm going to extend it back this way and make sure that the brow looks just the way I like it. So what I do normally, you can see this angle brush. When I'm going this way, the shorter part of the brush goes in this direction. Then when I'm working this way, I turn the brush like this, and then the shorter part goes. So whichever way I am going, I'm working towards, the shorter part always work towards the direction that I'm going. That way you can control the brush better. If you start out with a longer tip, sometimes it's difficult for you to control. So I just turned my brush over and I'm going to go this way. So the concealer that I am using is just one shade lighter than my skin tone. I do not like to go way lighter, right? So I'm just using one shade lighter. So this is what we have right now. Once you have blended it out nicely, the next thing you want to do is to go in with your powder to set that concealer that you have just applied. This will prevent the concealer from moving throughout the day, right? So I'm going to take a bit of that powder . So here is what we have. This is one side undone, the other side done. Not go over the top with concealer, so I just keep it underneath. That way it gives me this highlighted look. You know, it lifts my face. Even without doing my makeup already, you can see that this side of my face is already taking a different look. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do this off camera and I'll come back to show you the finished look.